Marky here, and I'm here with the first ever video on the Team Non-Meta YouTube channel. Now, this YouTube channel, it's affiliated with the Non-Meta Musketeers, which is an esports team, the one that I'm currently in. It's going to be kind of like a community YouTube channel shared. We're going to have lots of content from the Non-Meta Musketeers posted on there, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be making the first video that's going there, which is basically a Three Musketeer guide. So let's get to it. This is a Three Musketeer deck I'll be showing the guide to. Some people might disagree, but I still feel that this is the most consistent and the best Three Musketeer deck in the game. It's the Ice Golem Battle Ram Miner version. These are the three tanks of the deck. Then, of course, you have your Pump, your Minion Horde, and your Three Musketeers, which are your Fireball, Poison, basically heavy spell bait. Then you have, like, actual small spell bait, so it's definitely a bait deck. And we're going to be covering some stuff about it, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So, let's get right into it. I have a Grand Challenge open right now. I just did a quick Grand Challenge with some Three Musketeers. I have some replays for you guys, but let's just go into a battle first, and I'll be sharing some strategy tips after. But, so this is going for the 12th win. I have 2 attempts, because it's at 11-1, so let's see how we do. So let's just start off with an Ice Golem in the back, kind of see what he's going to run. And because of the Night Witch, I'm going to have to say that he's running Golem. I can't really think of anything else he could be playing. A Golem deck with Fireball. Normally I have Poison or Rocket, or Lightning. Lightning's good now. Okay, it looks like he has Log 2. So the bats are going to spawn from the Night Witch. Actually, I'm not even going to have to zap that. Right here, it might seem a bit aggressive, but I really didn't have anything better to do. So I'm just going to go with some Three Musketeers, especially because he doesn't have Fireball and Cycle. So I'm going to send in a Battle Ram here. Let's see if that's able to get any damage. And he does have Mini P.E.K.K.A, which is pretty good against Three Musketeers, because it can take out the 2 Musketeers really well. Here we go. Let's see if we can kite the Mini P.E.K.K.A, and also kill those minions. There we go. Let's get a Goblin Gang down, and he is going to use a Minion Horde, which is going to do a ton of damage. Hopefully we can recover here. So that's definitely going to take that tower. I don't think I'll counter those minions. I think I'll let them get their chip there, and I think we're going to set up with another Pump. So, not the best start I could be hoping for. I wasn't expecting him to have minions and Minion Horde. But let's see how this plays out. So he's just going to go ahead and Fireball the Pump. This time I have my Battle Ram Minion Horde combo to punish. So we're going to do just that. Hopefully he doesn't have anything that can stop this. Unfortunately my Battle Ram does not connect, but it almost does. My Minion Horde is going to take out his tower though, which is good. And let's see what he goes with for the rest of this match. So he's going to go with a Golem there. So I'm going to split my 3 Musketeers here. So he has to deal with those 2 Musketeers on the other side. Well, it's not going to affect what I have here to defend his Golem. So let's see. So he's going to use Mini P.E.K.K.A, which is well played. Let's get a Minion Horde here. Let's get a Zap here. And I should be able to take out his Night Witch. Let's get an Ice Golem up here just so that nothing up there interferes with my Musketeer. And I'm just going to get a Battle Ram Goblin Gang here. Let's see if I can zap his Minion Horde. And looks like my Goblin Gang will be able to take that out. He does have a Mini P.E.K.K.A there, which frightens me a little bit. I definitely don't want that swinging on my tower. So let's see if he gets like a Golem over there. Yeah, he's going to play one right there, which, what do I do here? Okay, I'm going to split my 3 Musketeers this way and maybe go for the 3 crown. I'll have to see. Maybe I could... Okay, this is a huge risk, but I'm just going for it at this point. I'm just going straight for the 2 crown, getting it before he can get the 3 crown. Hopefully the miner... Oh, no. It's not going to work out. It's going to be close, but it looks like he's going to pick this up. Yeah, there's not much I can do. He did have Fireball, Mini P.E.K.K.A. He did have a lot of counters, but overall, I think that was a good match. We're just going to do another one, see if we can pick up the 12 here. So, let's just hop into another one. Kind of just want to get the 12 for this video so we can move on to the actual replays that I have set up here. So, good luck, and let's see how we do against Blackbeard. This is, of course, going for the 12. I would hate for this video to have an 11-3, but if it's some good gameplay, I'll take it. So, let's see how we do. He's going to use Fireball, okay. Normally I would punish with Battle Ram Minion Horde. I don't really have Minion Horde, so I don't know if I want to... I'm just going to zap the tower and play passive. I don't want to make the same mistake I did. It looks like he has Lava Loon, so I'm going to pressure him a little bit here. Let's see what he does. So he's going to zap there, okay. And, okay, he countered that pretty well. So I'm just going to let those minions go on my tower. Okay, I can't let them go now. This is serious. Okay, so it looks like my minion horde should be able to clean up that. Let's get a miner in since, I don't think he has too much for this minion horde right now. He should get back to Fireball, hopefully, and Fireball that so I get a free pump, but, might not. Okay, there we go. He's just gonna... He actually countered that really well, so I can tell he's a good Lava Loon player. What should I do next? So definitely I should pump next, and see if I can defend whatever he throws at me. Maybe he's running Balloon Cycle, I'm not really sure. But let's see how this goes. So, he's gonna Fireball that again, which makes sense. I definitely want to save my Minion Horde for his Balloon every time. So I'm gonna split some 3 Musketeers, knowing that he's not gonna have too many counters in a Lava Loon deck. And let's see how he chooses to deal with this. So he's gonna play a Lava Loon on the 2 Musketeers side. Kind of debating what to do. I think I'm gonna push hard in the 1 Musketeer side. So let's see what he does about this. It looks like he's trying to tower trade here. So he's gonna use minions too. So that means that I have to zap those before I can send in my minion horde. And looks like it's gonna be a tower trade, which isn't bad. I'll probably win by the 3 crown. So let's see how this goes. What's he planning to do now, I wonder. So I'm going to split it this way, because he doesn't... Most people don't expect you to push in the 1 Musketeer lane. So, let's see what he does here. He might Fireball those 2 Musketeers, but I'm not sure. If he's not going to, I'm just going to go Ice Golem Battle Ram here. And let's see what he does about this. He's going to Fireball Zap there. Okay. So he has not enough time to take that and defend the 3 crown. So we're just going to win by the 3 crown. So that's a pretty nice 12 there. I'll take that. And there we go. So let's just open up the chest really quick and we can really get to the 3 Musketeer guide. So those of you that were just looking for the challenge gameplay, you can leave now. Well, actually, there's going to be more replays, but that was all the live gameplay I have. So let's just open this up really quick, see if we get anything that I really need. So I'm trying to get my Mortar Bait up, because that's really easy to level, so I'm definitely getting some good cards for that. Tesla, Expo might be available on ladder for me. Let's see if I can get anything that I really want. I'm just really looking for commons. It does look like we will get a legendary, so let's see what that's going to be. And it's going to be Electro Wizard. Pretty versatile. I'll take it. And he's halfway to level 3 now, so that's good. So that challenge is over, but I have some good replays from before I started recording. Same challenge. These are all good players. Like, they all have 20 wins, or at least close to it. So definitely not bad gameplay just because it's earlier in a challenge. Let's go into this replay against Hog Lightning. So, in the new meta, Lightning is kind of increasing in popularity. It's becoming viable, especially Hog Lightning, because it kind of dominates over buildings. So let's see how I handle Hog Lightning. Now, I kind of feel like it's easier than something like Fireball, but let's just go through what happens in this match. So I'd probably play an Ice Golem passive here, just kind of see what he wants to do. And he did use his lightning, so I think 3 Musketeers is fine. And as you can see here, I go all in one lane. And this is a great strategy against lightning decks, because when they're running lightning, even if they cycle back to the lightning, if your three musketeers are all in one lane and you have like your battle ram and your ice golem down, they're not really going to be able to deal with it very well. But this guy dealt with it very well. He actually used his magic archer and his tornado to kill off my musketeers. So that was definitely a very good counter by him. He's a very good player. But generally against lightning, you want to be playing your three musketeers in one lane, unless they have like a big counter to your three musketeers. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but let's just kind of go through this. So Hog can be difficult. You don't have any great counters to Hog. Like you don't have a mini P.E.K.K.A. or anything. You only have kind of bait cards and your three musketeers to deal with the Hog. So as you can see there, I sent in the miner and retargeted it. Retargeted the magic archer. You can also do this with princess. You can send in like a miner and zap it so that it doesn't hit your minion horde. That zap can give you the delay that that you need to get the princess to hit the miner, not the minion horde. So sometimes zap can be crucial when you're sending in your miner. So I believe I just set up with another pump here, and he's gonna lightning that again. He doesn't really have a choice, because if they don't lightning your pumps, then you just get a huge advantage for the rest of the match. So here we go. I kind of have to play Goblin Gang here. He has Zap, not Log. A lot of them have Log, and they send in prediction logs. So if I have my Minion Horde available, I almost always counter the Hog with the Minion Horde. Because they'll see you have Three Musketeers, they'll see you have Goblin Gang, and they'll start sending in a predictive logs. So here we go. So he has lightning, but you can see that I just kind of spam stuff in front of my three musketeers. I spam my battle ram and I spam my ice golem, and even with my three musketeers all in one lane and his heavy spell in rotation, he can't do anything about it because his lightning is not even going to hit my three musketeers. It's going to hit the battle ram. It's going to hit the ice golem. So that's definitely great. I made the mistake of playing three musketeers in the center. Versus lightning, you just never want to play them in the center. But here, I sent in my Ice Golem to block the Magic Archer. Unfortunately, the Ice Spirit, I expected it to jump onto the Ice Golem, but it jumped onto the Minion Horde, giving him a good zap. But it's still fine, and I still pick up the game here. So strategy against Lightning is a bit different. You can play them all in one lane, and then by the time they get back to their Lightning, you have your like Battle Ram, you have your Ice Golem, and basically their Lightning won't do anything, so it's not even worth using for them. Now this one is against Bait. Bait Tesla is really common right now. Ever since Tornado was nerfed, people are going for the Bait Tesla version. So let's just cover really quick how we're going to deal with it. So, basically, they have rocket, so they're going to be rocketing your pump almost every time. This time he didn't have pump rocket in rotation, so he just kind of spams some stuff and he gets to his rocket. But that's fine for me since I'm running three musketeers. Unfortunately, I didn't have my three musketeers in rotation, so I couldn't immediately punish. But when they use a rocket, you generally just want to go with three musketeers, because it's not like you can use minion horde or anything. It's not like they would use the rocket on your minion horde anyway. So generally against rocket and lightning, as soon as they use the spell, I just go with an early three musketeers. Now here, I believe I just split the three musketeers because going in for a miner on a princess once it's kind of walked away from the tower isn't the best play. So he didn't have his heavy spell in rotation, and I just cycled some three musketeers, and that was fine. So here we go. So the battle ram's just gonna connect and give me a good bit of damage here. So definitely against bait, you can use defensive three musketeers kind of in the center, and they're able to counter a goblin barrel pretty well, and they give you a good counter push. Also, your goblin gang, if you pre-place it, you can basically counter the goblin barrel every time. So your goblin gang is just going to counter it. He had a great miner block, so generally, whenever you're taking out like a pump or a princess with a miner, you want to have a push. You want to have like battle ram and goblin gang, and then you send in your miner. But here I didn't. So because of that princess block, the princess got a ton of value, and it takes my tower pretty low, but that's fine because I'm running three musketeers. It's kind of like a beatdown deck. You kind of have the ability to come back very well. Generally, you wouldn't pump if you were down on elixir, but I really need, if you were down on damage, but I really needed to bait out his rocket here, so I baited out his rocket. That tower is basically down anyway, so I don't really over-defend it, and I just set up my three musketeers. His rocket is out of cycle, and I go all in on the one musketeer lane, because Generally, I send the one Musketeer to the tower that I want to take. As you can see, I use a Minor Zap on the Princess, so it doesn't get an extra hit on the Musketeers. But generally, I push hard in the one Musketeer lane because now they have to deal with a ton of stuff in the one Musketeer lane, and now they also have to deal with a ton of stuff in the two Musketeer lane because, well, it's two Musketeers. So there we go. He just rockets the two Musketeer lane, which is why I generally want to bait it out. Then my Battle Ram gets a connection. I believe he takes out that tower. But at this point, I've split my damage so well that the second tower is basically already down. From here, it's just kind of chipping with Miner, going in. I believe it does. Does this one go pretty close? I'm not sure, but that tower's basically down anyway. I kind of just cycle miners, I defend, and it's over, so there we go. Just send in 3 Musketeers. Not much he can do at this point. He's a very solid player, too. All of these battles that I'm featuring are, except for maybe the live ones, but it's at the end of the Grand Challenge, so I expect them to be pretty good. So there we go. Send in Miner Zap, and that's just going to finish the game. So that's against Bait Tesla. Bait Tornado was significantly harder just because they could pull your 3 Musketeers all in one lane. But now Bait Tesla is popular, so I thought I'd share that. And finally, this is Bridge Spam, which I'm not sure how common it is, but I'm sure it's pretty common since CWA made a video on it recently. So let's just cover how I handle Bridge Spam. Now, Bridge Spam, you could easily get destroyed by it because if you pump and they just Bridge Spam, you might not have enough to counter it. Basically, your minion horde is key. Your minion horde behind their ice golem so that it can't get zapped. It's gonna basically do the most work against stuff like bridge spam for you, because like it just has huge defensive value, and you're a lot of times you're gonna be leaning on it. So a common mistake for 3 Musketeers users is they don't use the minion horde enough. If you pump and they poison, just battle ram minion horde almost every time. Then once double elixir starts hitting, you want to start getting your like 3 Musketeers in the back. You want to start you want to really start punishing there. So here we go. I just kind of go a bit passive with an ice golem because I don't want to get bridge spammed. Unfortunately, I was trying to drop them in is split, but I accidentally dropped them all in one lane. He gets a really value poison, but if there is a bright side, I did bait out his poison, and now I do get to use a pump, so always use pump on the higher health tower so that they have to split their damage if they choose to poison it. Now, unfortunately, I made the mistake of pumping before I had full elixir versus bridge spam, which is a horrible idea, so if they're running bridge spam, you never want to pump before you have full elixir, because then they're just going to bridge spam you and you're not going to have enough to defend it. So I made a mistake there, but I believe I'm able to recover pretty well. So he did, his poison's out of cycle, so I decided to go with Battle Ram Minion Horde. And when you go with something like that, when their poison's out of cycle, even if they manage to cycle to it, it's too late, because their poison doesn't take it out instantly. So, I'm just able to pick up a quick tower there and even out the game. I have the elixir advantage, I have the damage advantage, and it's looking great. I believe I set up another pump here. I was a little afraid of him poisoning it, but if he does, then I get a really good 3 Musketeers, and I still have the advantage anyway. So, here we go. I just use a minion horde here. Like I said, you're going to be relying on your minion horde a lot. Don't make the mistake of not using it. He baits out the spell really well, and if the spell's already baited out, he does great as well. Unfortunately, again, I played my 3 Musketeers all in one lane. I don't know why I kept doing that, but I pretty much have this in the bag anyway, because every time he uses poison, I either pump, I 3 Musketeers, I use minion horde. It's just, there's nothing he can do. And every time I set up my minion horde behind his bridge spam, it just destroys all of them, and then he has to deal with that. So, you know, I just go on the offensive. He uses another poison, which means that I can just use 3 Musketeers. I'll split it up, and I'll speed it up, and yeah. Basically, that's going to end the game, because as long as you can survive single elixir and the stage where you're pumping and they're punishing, as long as you can survive that, then you're pretty much set. Like, with your minion horde to defend and baiting their poisons, there's just not much that they can do. So that's actually gonna wrap up all the battles I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned for it. I hope you guys really mastered 3 Musketeers. In my opinion, the most consistent deck in every meta. It doesn't even matter. and subscribe to Team Non-Meta, and you'll definitely see content from a lot of people, and I hope to see you there. So, bye.